Mark and Steve, your chopstick guys, doing a product review. Today we're looking at the Interfit S1.
That's right.
I believe that this style of monolight has been a game changer.
Totally.
I don't think anything has been really different in the world of flash for a long time.
Something happened like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
And that was through a company called ProPhoto. We started to see monolights that were battery powered, so there was no cords, and we were starting to see high-speed sync and TTL in a high-powered studio light that you could take anywhere.
But the problem with them
is they were over $2,000. They still are.
So they still are. They're
for a lot
totally
of
out
us,
the reach
it's
of
just
most people.
Exactly for most starting out photographers, or if you're a portrait or wedding photographer, just not in your budget.
Because by the time you got two lights, triggers, I mean, you were talking about a $4,500 investment.
Exactly. Yep. Just to get started.
So something recently came in the market that has kind of rocked the photography world. I use that saying a lot, rock the world. But these things are really cool.
Yes. We have approached how we take pictures differently in the last 2 months since getting these Interfit lights.
So if you've been watching any of our Panoptic Chopstick shows that are available every Tuesday, we talk a lot about high-speed sync. And we've kind of rediscovered high-speed sync recently, just using on-camera flash and some of that stuff. But using them with monolights and being able to shoot at 1/8,000th of a second with a wide open lens during the middle of the day
was unheard of.
It's crazy. These things can do that. So let's kind of walk through what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's take a look at
So what
some
we
of
have
the
here is
features.
the Interfit S1. These are made by Interfit, and they are the monolights. So what they are is they are a completely battery-powered, Mark will talk about the battery here in a second, but battery-powered monolight, eliminating the need for cords. Now, if you've used some of the other type of flashes, studio lights that have cords, this is going to totally change the way you shoot because you can be out in the field shooting free of tether.
Yeah. My first feeling when I look at these lights is just it's a good quality feel.
Yep, they feel
before
good.
you look at any of the features, it's just everything looks very well built. Everything's very tight on them.
Yeah. So here's something that sets us apart from some of the other lights out there, like we had mentioned, the ProPhoto. The Interfit S1s will work on battery power, but they'll also work on DC power. And again, you're going to talk about that, but that's a huge game changer because sometimes you need to plug it in and rejuice it. But just looking at the back of this thing and the design, so you've got, this is how it comes out of the box. You've got basically a cover cone that protects the glass dome. But if we look at the back, I'll flip it on here for you. Total simple display, really easy to use. Sometimes some of these lights that you've probably seen, trying to figure out, you need a master degree in lighting just to figure out how do I use this thing. I'm not an electrical engineer, but really big buttons and easy. So you simply have a channel button. You can work with multi-channels. So if you got a bunch of people shooting Interfit lights, you're not going to interfere. Maybe you want to set up lights on different channels to do some really unique kind of epic shoots. You can do that, setting up different groups as well. You can set on the beep. You heard it when it first started up, was that beep sound, right? You can set it so the beep is on. Mark likes his beep on. I like it off. But if we go ahead and fire this, it tells
me when it's fully recycled and I can shoot it again.
I just find the beep a little annoying, but Mark likes it. So beep if you want to, beep if you don't want to. And then the cell that just simply turns off the battery so you can use it while you're plugged in, keeping the battery installed. But you can see this big old honkin' dial here. That simply allows you to take your lighting a full 10 stops up or down in 1/10 of a degree increment. That is really, really cool to be able to do this. Now you could do this running it that way, right?
Yep.
But you can also use TTL or high-speed sync.
Yeah.
Right through the trigger.
By using one of these triggers.
Yep.
One of the things is, again, just the feel of these triggers. Anytime you start seeing new triggers being brought into the market, your first thought is, how well are they going to hold up? How well do they look? How well do they feel being made? These, I'm pleasantly surprised how well built these things are. They're almost as bulletproof as anything on the market. It has a really nice professional look to it because it is a professional piece of equipment.
Triggers for Nikon, Canon, and Sony.
Correct.
So basically the big three that are out there if you've got one of those.
And we've shown these at a couple of our workshops, and the number one question is like, don't they just come with a trigger?
Yeah.
Well, they don't come with a trigger because all of our systems now are dependent on the firmware, on the software of our camera systems. So there is a trigger for Sony, there's a trigger for Nikon, and a trigger for Canon. The Canon actually has a second button on the top of it. We don't have that with us right now. We do have one.
Oh, no, it's in my hand actually.
Oh, it is.
So it's got a high-speed sync button in the middle, because on the Nikon, it actually will switch automatically for you. On the Canon, you need to
You
activate
actually have to
high-speed
tell it
sync
that
on the
I want
flash.
to shoot in high-speed sync.
But you had just mentioned firmware. This is something that, to me, blows me away, right? That
Yes.
that hardware nowadays is firmware driven. So if I pop off this little dial on the back and drop it on the floor, you can see that there's a little USB, mini USB.
Yeah.
That you just plug it in and plug it in your computer. You can
Whenever
update
there's a
the
firmware update, you can check on the
Same
website.
thing on the triggers as well.
Correct.
You can update those. So, for example, I know there was an issue in the beginning with some of the Sony products,
Yeah.
right? And Sony changed the firmware on the cameras, which is
And
a difficult problem for any manufacturer to keep up.
And they've come out with a new camera about every month.
Every month. So you can see this little USB adapter. They simply just updated the firmware right for the trigger, and
Yeah.
then everything works fine. So
Yep.
let me just grab my little wherever the dial went here.
We actually updated the firmware on these lights a week and a half ago, which actually gave
Yeah.
us 2 more stops
More
of
stops.
power out of there on a firmware update. So unbelievable what's going on
Hey,
with
real
these.
quick before you move into like the battery stuff, I don't know if you noticed what I just did. I grabbed this by the rear. Now, Mark and I, when we first got these lights, were like, oh, that's kind of nice. It's
Yeah.
got this handle. Pro Photos always had the handle too.
Well, the carry
Oh, that's
handle.
the little carry handle, like my purse of an S1.
No.
But man, when these things are on the stand, right? So if I loosen this up and move this down, let's pretend like my hand is a stand. Right now, I have a swivel, and I can move
Yeah.
this light up and down. It's been great to
Yep.
like remodify.
I
the
have
light.
always had small square monolights where I'm having to grab it or I'm having to grab by the softbox and adjust.
Yep.
I grab the back of that thing now and I have full control.
So jump into the
on this
battery
light.
stuff. Tell me about that. What's going on here?
So here's one of the great things. Again, we keep talking about the Pro Photo because we believe that the Pro Photo, they've been kind of the, they're the Mercedes-Benz of products, or the Rolls-Royce of
But
photography
these
products.
things are just as good.
Just
I mean,
as
it's been
good.
amazing. Like we've
I-
shot side to side, and actually, I like this better. So
And here's one of the reasons I do like it. Things that I do like about this better than. They claim about 250 full power shots out of the Pro Photo battery. The new lithium-ion batteries inside of these units, 350 full power shots. Now, I can tell you that we've taken these lights out and shot over 600 shots. They weren't all full power, but gotten back and we'd only gotten down 1 bar.
I think this is the light that I used yesterday for a senior shoot. So go ahead and hit the light. It's still showing full charge.
Full charge. So again-
and I shot for a couple hours out there. I don't know how many shots I shot, but
So one of the fears has always been, I'm going to run out of juice. Well, guess what? If I run out of juice with a Pro Photo, I have to put another $200 or $300 or $400 battery in there for the Pro Photo. Where this, I actually now can undo this. Here's the little, it's a big brick that actually runs this, but I can now power this light through this and plug it into one of my battery packs that I already own. So if I'm out somewhere, I'm not down because I still have that. But right now we have yet to drain these things.
I haven't drained
even
it yet.
not even halfway.
in fact, I actually have never plugged this in. You can see
Correct.
it's still coiled up
Yeah.
how it came right out of the box. But it is, if you're using it in a studio or whatever, you can do that.
Yeah, so that is a great advantage to be able to have that as your studio light if you want that. A lot of times maybe you're just running in your studio and you want to keep these batteries separate so that when you need to go on the go that you can do it.
Yep.
You can notice what I did right there. I just grabbed these 2 little handle spots here and the battery just slips out really nicely. I could take this battery now and right on the back of that battery.
Let's show how you charge it. So
And then you've got the charger right here. Simply plug it in here. You're going to plug it in. It's going to charge the
yeah,
battery.
you don't have to have the battery in there to use the light.
No.
So that's what's cool is that. But
So-
I mean, if you want to take a picture, you do. But if you can plug it in using this brick here.
Yep.
And then this could sit on the charger someplace else. So.
Exactly. So what you'll notice with that battery out, that most of your weight is just coming from the battery.
Yeah, the batteries are heavy. I mean,
It's a heavy battery, but you know what? That's just life. And battery technology has come a long ways. This battery maybe weighs 1.5 pounds, but
just pop it right in. Boom.
pop it right back in, and now I'm shooting again.
And battery power indicator on the top.
Yep, all I do is push the button, and it will tell me how much power is in there very quickly. I've had units before where I had to hold the thing down, I had to wait for it to register. This is just instantaneous. I push it down, it tells me right what's in there. So the next thing you want to look at is, you'll notice a little button here on the top. If I pull this back, this allows me to twist to take the protective cover off. Which one of the first things you'll see is this glass dome. Underneath this glass dome is actually the flash tube. So it's protecting the flash tube, number one, but the biggest reason is this actually allows the light to be dispersed.
Right, it's frosted.
Quite a bit better. It's a frosted light, it disperses. Again, we're going back to that idea of talking about the Pro Photo again. Pro Photo charges you extra money for the glass dome if you want the glass dome.
So let me mention something about this glass dome real quick. That the reason why it's glass, and I think this is great because I've used some stuff that colored, right? Plastic, any kind of vinyl, it usually gets a yellow cast after
It starts
time, right?
fading.
Especially if you're popping light through it, it just starts to get that kind of ugly color. The light color doesn't change as this ages. So
here's what we have found. These have been one of the most consistent light color we have ever shot with, too. We've used different things like the Paul Buff products, Alien Bees, White Lightnings, where they're a great light, but the color consistency seems to be always on a little bit on the warm side and inconsistent.
So we were just saying, in fact, we'll show some pictures right now of a senior shoot that I did yesterday. And these pictures from shot to shot to shot, these are pretty much straight out of camera. Shot to shot to shot, the color was the same.
Yeah,
I've never experienced that in any of the lights. Yeah. Sometimes there's a variance. This was exactly the same. So when you look at these pictures that are kind of cycling through,
I'm constantly taking a little bit of red out of some skin, or I'm adjusting yellow in the skin, but never having to do that. So you'll notice also the 3 tabs. This is a Bowens Mount system.
Big plus.
Big plus because the Bowens Mount has been around forever, and there are so many different adapters that go with this. You're going to get this small 7-inch cone. For a lot of things, if you don't mind a little bit harsher shadow, you can use this, anything that you wanted more of a fashiony look.
It comes with the cone.
Comes with the cone, right on there, and you're shooting out of the box. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to let Steve talk about this. This has been his favorite modifier.
So
I actually like using a big 42-inch.
I'm a beauty dish guy, and I've been using solid tin or whatever they're made out of, aluminum beauty dishes for a lot of years now. I just like the way they look. This though is so awesome. So this is a beauty dish, 28 inches, and it simply unfolds.
This system is the same system that the foldable large Octabox that I use has.
These tabs, boom, if you've ever simply just struggled with trying to put together any kind of rod and tube type system, these tabs push down, lock into place, and Mark said it's just the same as the 40-inch. I've got my instant beauty dish set up. Even the sock that comes over.
I'll hold this.
Thanks.
I'll be your light stand.
The sock that comes over just fits right on the top, and it's the way it's sewn, it just kind of fits backwards on itself. I have not had it pop off yet, and now I've got the sock. I can shoot it socked or unsocked.
Yeah.
But man, this is awesome. Bowens Mount, this thing, again, and these are inexpensive. These are what, I don't know, $70 maybe.
No, this is like $59.
Okay, so even
this
less.
system.
And it's you can't buy a beauty dish anywhere else for that. I know some of the other beauty dishes out there from some famous manufacturers are quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah. And the one thing that blew me away is look at the size of the rods that hold this together. I mean, compared to my pinky there, it's half the size. I've used so many different ones where they're just these paper thin that they snap, they break. I'm glad everybody's starting to go away from the aluminum.
But check this out. Boom, boom, boom. Give it a little hug.
And we just close it right down, and it's packed up again. This is amazing, and my big one works just as well.
Yep.
Just as quick. So.
And it's an Octabox, not a beauty dish, so it doesn't have the reflector inside.
Yes. But there's an entire family of modifiers to go with this system.
So here's the big takeaway, and there's a lot more we can talk about this, and we'll be doing other reviews on the S1s too, just because this is what we're using now because we love them. The big thing is the price, right? We talked about this in the beginning. So to set up your whole, shebang with with Pro Photo gear, it's going to cost you $4,500 or so. These things are $750 each.
Yeah,
it's crazy. In fact, they have this backpack kit. Let me grab the backpack here, Mark.
This came out of the backpack kit. So 2 of these lights.
Yeah. So
this gorgeous backpack, and this thing's really well.
Really nice backpack. So it fits both of these lights.
So go ahead and throw that up there.
Yep. All right, so shove them in. Both the lights. It fits all of the triggers. So I've got a whole slew of triggers in there. The cones, everything goes in here. Power packs. The whole thing is like $1,500.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's for everything. That's for a whole setup, including the backpack. So yeah, it comes all together. Everything for
right about $1,500.
You can't beat that.
Down below and inside the credits, we're going to give you a discount code where you'll get 10% off.
That's right.
So you're going to get this thing, the entire system you can pick up for like $1,300 bucks.
The whole thing.
You can't hardly do that even with a low-end system.
No. So use our code. It's right below, but use the chopstick codes and we'll get you a great deal. And that's actually for anything. If you just want to get one light, you can still take advantage of that. But
and And again, I will still reiterate the fact that when I go out on a shoot now, this is what goes on my light stand. That's it. There's no cords, there's no batteries, there's no charging of the external battery. There's no, if I decide I want to use two, I've got to pull an extension cord out and pull things around. It's this right here.
Yeah, real quick with that. I know we're running out of time here, but my assistant that was out with me shooting the senior shoot yesterday, this is the first time that I've done a senior shoot actually with these. She was blown away because she was carrying one of these on a monopod. I had it mounted to a monopod. She is used to arguing with that battery pack that she has to wear, this big modifier, all this stuff, and cords and stands. This was just like, she carried it. She could one arm it, right? She held it out by one arm, just putting the monopod right under her pit there. And it was awesome. I mean, really awesome. So use the code, grab these things. Definitely, it's going to change the way you shoot. I know we sound like that all the time when we're saying this kind of stuff, but literally, it's changed the way we shoot. High-speed sync, TTL, remote control capable, multi-channels, comes with all this stuff, battery-powered, AC-powered.
We like it because these are products that we use.
We do use them, and we use them every day.
Yes.
So thanks again for joining us on our gear reviews today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Please take time to subscribe and like our channel. We have gear reviews coming up all the time. We also have small bites, which are little daily bites of information and wisdom about photography, as well as our Panoptic Chopstick show, which gets released every Tuesday. All right, take it easy.